But this is Bless the Mic. Em, please do the honors.
Okay, I'm actually going to put you on blast now lovingly because your bandmate Ngare, shout out Ngare, we love you, sent a little bit of a bio from yours. So, first of all, this is Ondi. For those of you that don't know Ondi, you're ridiculous. You should know Ondi. If you live in Nairobi at all, you should absolutely know who Ondi is. Absolutely. But let me just, Ondi, quote, I am an enigma chasing itself, trying to find a truth that describes me through art. I like drawing, painting, and design and music. I picked up a guitar the first time to put a melody to the songs I've been creating since I can remember. Projects, I can't be still for long. Projects keep my mind sharp and my hands helpful. I am a law graduate, but only plan on practicing law if the legal system becomes about something other than money and power, or if I become strong enough to practice without becoming an evil lawyer. I'm currently working on solidifying my own artistic career. That's Ondi.
Still processing.
Exactly. Kind of speechless.
Yeah.
Like
very much
so.
so.
Mouthful. And you're such a person who has decided, like, I'm just an artist. I'm just a being. I'm just this thing. Yeah. So how was that journey for you? Was it always easy for you to just declare yourself as that, like, I'm an artist, I'm a lawyer, I'm all of it? Or
no, I think it's the environment I was brought up in. Mm-hmm. I was the youngest for a long time before my younger brother, stepbrother, and sister came to life. So I was always like the spoiled one, and I was allowed to be just by myself. Nobody, if I did something wrong, somebody else was held responsible for it. So I've always had that kind of feel free, be yourself. And then the schools I went to were very also not 844. That's one. So Greenie.
Which school did you go to?
I went to Greensids International School, and then before that I was in Italy. And before that in Nigeria. So I've had like a lot of different spaces to find out just how different everyone is. So it's okay to be a little different, a little weird. And as long as you're comfortable with yourself, you can last and be yourself everywhere.
But do you feel like you've had to change a bit? Kind of have to mold your artistry, kind of have to mold the person you are as opposed to being always fully you?
Well, that moment when you grow up and you realize that you have to have a job and earn a living and go to university, that was my moment when this is the real world. And I had a choice of whether to do all the things I love, art, literature, music, all those things, but then the Kenyan system is really very not
Tell the truth.
Excellent.
Tell the truth.
Really messed up.
Thank you.
Someone should really look at that.
Someone should really look at
like
that.
The government maybe, or when all else fails, NGOs. So I did law because I didn't want to do anything I loved because I figured that the system would mess it up. And the minute I made that decision, I realized that is a decision I would always have to keep making, whether to sacrifice or be brave enough to risk my art or to do something that will help me survive, quote unquote, in the real world, quote unquote. Okay. So the art and the music and all that stuff, and I have less time to do it than I did in high school and university. But I feel like it's safer because I'm not doing it to earn a living or that evil queen money, king money isn't involved in my art as much as it could have been. So.
Quick question. They know you pretty well. I'm still trying to figure you out.
Tell me.
That intro was crazy.
It'll take a lifetime.
I know you're with YLM. Are you doing YLM and your solo thing? Or you are?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's how it started. I met Sam and Ricky, the bassist and one of the guitarists in university. And Gary and I used to jam in a field. Oh, Gary.
I can see that right now.
Actually, it works out
there was
quite
a field
well.
behind our university where they were like, it was just completely, and nobody ever used to go there. So me and Gary used to go in the middle and then just jam for like 3 hours. Wow. Then I introduced Gary to Sam and Ricky. But what me and Gary used to do is that I show him one of my songs and he shows me one of his. And then we just give ideas, give comments and criticisms. And then I did that with Sam and Ricky. But my Sam and Ricky became kind of like my hunch. Every time I wanted to make a song on guitar more than it was, I would give Ricky, for example, or Sam, and they would always build on it. So we jammed. Okay. And then when I got tired of playing the guitar, or they wanted more variety because I'm very simple, I play guitar just to write my music. then they would make it something more and more and more than it was. So that adventure of creating is what I go for YLM. I go to YLM for that. But then there's also an adventure in creating when you just have an idea in your head or feeling, and you pick up the guitar and something comes out. So I have both of them. It's a different ways of creating, but very, very.
When Heart the Band were here, I asked them if somebody picked up. You know how it goes with some bands. The lead singer seems to be the person who usually, prospers. Everybody else is forgotten. Are you afraid of such things?
Yes, I don't want that responsibility.
Ondi is not so much like the lead singer anymore.
Okay.
You always used to be like, I don't want to just be the lead singer. And now there's actually, it's like 3 females really kind of heading up the front of the stage, which is amazing.
And everyone else can sing as well, so we're trying to get everyone else to involved
so it feels
as well.
like a collection of individuals.
And that's how it's supposed
to be. It feels like a group for days. It really does. It's getting tighter. The sound is getting better.
Yeah.
It's really
also
good.
our manager improved because she always gets us to practice.
A lovely lady. Are you so present in the moment right now with YLM where you're just like, this is what I am, this is the rhythm I'm going with right now, and until this becomes something else, this is where I am in this group? Or do you already have in your mind some vision of like, for my own stuff, this is what I want to do?
Well, I already have my own stuff, and I have some of my stuff that YLM, as we have made into a band song, and then those songs I can still play by myself. If I just want to have like an acoustic gig somewhere, I would always want to do that. Performing is like the joyful thing in the world.
Yeah.
So anywhere I can perform is great. But with YLM as a band, it's a lot of practice. It's not. Yeah. So with me by myself, I can practice into the evening, into the night. But then to get 8 people in one place for a period of time,
I've never seen it. I was there. I've never practiced.
On the note of performing joyfully anywhere, could that place be a little bit here right now?
Thank you.
I'm looking at you because I know about you and those, but like he's waiting to ask you to do a spoken word or sing something a cappella or drop something, or he's gonna cry.
I can do it just for you guys.
I would love that. Do you want us to cut the music for a moment so you have some?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that cool,
Thank
DJ?
you.
Can we just for
Bro.
we're ready. Moment of silence.
This one is for all the lovers. I want to say I love you, but my veins have clogged up, valves shut down, and breath won't go, so that the flow of this feeling stings in its fleeting, and the tug pulling breaks from its meaning and stops. I want to say I love you, but the stopwatch that stops time reads time only sometimes, and at this time the misplaced time can't be delivered. I figure what time is a mind's apparition, built by division between the ego and the self, built by submission to the day-to-day evil, thinking that life is nothing more than a signed degree and a steady job, a marriage certificate, a bank, division, a ticking clock, time bomb, die now, but come back better.
I'm not one to cuss, but
I know. You just had to break it.
Golf clap now.
After the spirit thing is everything, like really.
Oh my.
Yeah.
There was a moment I was like,
Wow. Yeah.
in completely.
That was amazing.
That was
very good.
special. And I think what I love the most is you weren't trying to force it, as most of us in the 254. So, oh man, that was so good.
Ondi, so thank you so much for being here
you
today.
guys.
That was epic. We feel blessed. You're
Yeah,
welcome
that
here
was
anytime.
nice.
Meanwhile, do you
This
guys
was
have
special.
any